Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video, I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries Brake Light Modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub-harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause, and then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we'll show you how to install this. It's really simple. And then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase. So we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started.
Now, before I begin this installation process, I do want to mention, if you are interested in purchasing our TST Brake Light Modulator, but down the road you plan on replacing your OEM taillight with an integrated taillight, you should keep ours in mind. Not only because it's our product and it's completely plug and play with a super unique design and available in clear and smoke, but because we do have built-in programmable functions which can be toggled with the press of a button. So if you're looking to introduce a strobe brake alert onto your brake light, you can go for our brake light modulator. But if you do plan on replacing your OEM taillight down the road, please keep this in mind. If you do end up purchasing this down the road after you've already purchased our brake light modulator, they won't cancel each other out. You'll just have a little bit of redundant equipment. So at that point, you may want to go ahead and pass it off to a riding buddy or sell it on a forum. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this installation process and begin by removing Now, with that seat removed, we can go ahead and with a small pull tag located on the right side, the brake side of the bike, we're going to pull on that cord, which will release the locking mechanism holding the rider seat in position. Now, with both seats removed, we can focus on removing this inner black panel by pressing in and removing these 6 push pin rivets. We're going to toss them to the side. And now we will gently slide this forward, releasing it from the locking interface on the rear and from the 2 friction fasteners located right here. Now with that removed, we have access to under both seats and can access all of these electrical connectors and the fuse boxes. We are going to be focusing on this single black connector that is secured to the subtray. This is located on the left side, the clutch side of the bike. This single black connector is what controls and powers on the OEM taillight. So we're going to simply disconnect that by pressing down on the tab located in the center and releasing it from the bike side plug. You can see the tab here. We simply press down and gently pulled back on it. Going to route that upward And now we can go ahead and grab our brake light modulator and the correct harness that was selected. We're going to connect the two. Make sure you hear an audible click. And now we can go ahead and connect this to the bike. Now you can see the connector we just disconnected is the same as one side of our brake light modulator harness, and the other side is the corresponding connector. We're going to bridge the gap between the two. And please make sure as you insert both of these, you do hear the audible click. Just go ahead and route everything underneath. Okay, and now we can connect to the bike. We heard another click, and now we're going to go ahead and test our work before we begin buttoning everything up and securing our brake light modulator in a secure position. Voila, it does work. Very happy with the end result there. So now let's go ahead and secure our brake light module. We do want it secured in an upright position in the event there's some catastrophic flooding in the rear of your bike. Obviously, you'll have more problems than worrying about a brake light modulator, but in this orientation, you will have water runoff in the event of a flood. Now, we do want to go ahead and mention, if you want to change the strobe pattern or the strobe speed of the flashes at this point, it would be a perfect time to do so before you secure it to the frame. You can go ahead and remove the two Phillips screws located on the cap. Remove the cap, and with the bike on and the brake activated, you would go ahead and press the button in order to change the strobe pattern, or you would adjust the potentiometer internally in order to adjust the flash rate of the strobing. If you're happy with the way it is straight out of the bag, you can go ahead and proceed with this installation and secure the brake light modulator to your frame and go out for a ride. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're pretty content with this location. I think this is going to be the final spot. So let's go ahead and grab our zip tie. And as you can see, we did design this with a small channel located on the brake light modulator to house a zip tie. So you're going to go ahead and begin cinching down the zip tie. Make some final adjustments on location if you need to. And just like that, that is going to be the final resting spot of this unit. We're going to go ahead and cut off some excess and begin the reinstallation and reassembly of these panels and the rider seats. And just like that, this installation is now complete.
For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These two Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from their receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program, press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is the pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible. But again, freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.